Okay, welcome everyone to the benchmarking weekly sync in workgroup serving. Today is March 27th. We are a week away from KubeCon. We have a few topics here that we can go through. Chen, do you want to start?
Yes, definitely. Thank you. So first, last time I promised I add a release bot. I opened a PR there. So the release bot right now is very simple, and I can add the Docker build later after we determined what is the image we are going registry we are going to use. So if you look at yes, you already see that. If you look at the file changes, it's just a simple release.yaml using existing open source packages, and we have been using that for quite a lot of other projects, and it's working fine. And then the change template is to summarize like the important features, like the whether it's a documentation bug and features. As long as you have the proper text on your PRs, it should be fine. Yeah, this is one thing. Another PR I opened. Yeah, feel free to change, and then later
Yeah.
we can also add like a Docker build into this release processing. So the only thing you need to do is you decide to release a new, for example, 0.0.1, and you just tag it and you push to the tag, and everything is automatic ticklet down. So when we add the Docker push and Docker build and Docker push, and then you will have a corresponding tag for the image and for that version in your Docker repo.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Uh,
On this one,
This one is a really big PR. So what I create is just including the key three classes of the FM library, including model spec, load spec, and also the cluster spec into the classes. And then all the utility libraries are just using those spec to create corresponding Kubernetes resources. So you can automate cluster. So I haven't open sourced the examples for using those yet, but this is the framework. And then I just put it there so everybody can start reviewing and making suggestions. So I really want, for example, the load spec can also work with your like load tester or your current load
yeah,
generator. So we can, so right now it's a separate library, FMPerf. So you can use FMPerf to uh, define your cluster, to define your model spec, and to define your workload spec. And the workload spec, I'm planning to expand it not only for FMPerf load tester, but all other load testers we've discussed before. For the model spec right now, it can simply launch like a TGI and VLM server for corresponding models. However, we can try to expand it, for example, in the future to TensorRT or Triton server. Cluster right now is just supporting Kubernetes, local and remote Kubernetes, and local and remote OpenShift.
okay, sounds good.
Okay, so examples I will put it later, but feel free to just comment on the code. And I got a question about your pre-hook checking. So if I can, may I share the screen? So
Yeah,
sharing is now turning on. So
yeah, let me actually give you.
I can.
Yeah, can you try now?
Okay. So This is your main branch code. I didn't touch anything, but what I found is the static tab check in the pre-commit run has some errors. Is that supposed to be like this, or there's some issues in my environment?
I think Sachin might know, but I think he's said he couldn't make it today.
Okay.
Yeah, Brendan, do you know if you have run this recently?
I have not, but I could take a look.
Yeah, I can Slack you the error message I got. This is completely your upstream one. So when I make the PR for the FM perf, I have to comment the third pre-check here to make it go through. But if you find out the issue and let me know, so I will change.
Okay. It does look like the static type check is failing because of some.
Yeah, and it's your
Yeah.
like matrix-based model, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it from me. Oh, the last thing is about the Docker. So actually, I see a lot of ecosystem projects are also using Quay. They have free account, and then for the Kubernetes one, I can go and just create a PR to apply for the project for ourselves. Well, what do you think? Like I also asked you, Ashok and Yuan, in the Slack channel about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used Quay much, but I think we can follow whatever the general recommendation is, right? On whether what other workgroup serving projects are using, like Gateway or LWS, or from the SIG if they have a specific
The
recommendation.
the the problem is some SIG, right? Like SIG security SIG authentication, they already have a repo on registry dot kubernetes.io, but the SIG scalability doesn't have anything there. Uh, so basically, SIG scalability working groups doesn't have a lot of doesn't have any repo in Kubernetes registry yet, and Kubernetes registry are usually like very slow because it's all donated resources. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking like we can do both, but probably starting with Quay would be faster and easier.
yeah, I think that sounds okay to me. Or we can check with Yon to see if he's okay as well.
Okay, definitely. Yuan also asked us to contact Kevin. I will let you both know after talking to Kevin. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Um, yeah, so I had a couple of other PRs go in the last week. One, I sent this one out to kind of run it from the container. So we have a Docker file now, and steps to run it if you just want to use the container. Obviously, we need to add a Kubernetes manifest and steps on how to run. And then, like Chen mentioned, we can integrate this um, with how FMPerf tries to deploy the tool today.
Yes. As long as you have a repo, give me your image name, and then you can define it in the FM perf library.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, once we have the registry and the image pushed, we can add that too. So that's one. The other one that went in recently is a demo example, end-to-end demo that Sachin added. So I think we now have like we have a notebook to like running the LLM and actually using the tool to benchmark. And we have the general steps with the YAML that we can configure the amount of load that we want to send. and use the ShareGPT
I,
dataset?
Ashok, I was just testing out my tokenization code changes today. So I actually came through a like weird bug where under the VLLM we have the uh, uh, API type, right? The chat API type. It should be either chat or completion, right? So when I try to give
Yeah.
chat, it defaults back to completion, and like whenever we try to run the test, it actually fails whenever it's just chat. But for completion, it's working fine. But for chat, it's failing. So I don't know if it's like an issue from my side. I tried debugging it. Seems like that's an issue. Probably if you can try to test it out your side and let me know if it's like prevailing, then I can try to like fix it along with my fixes for the tokenization. So and I'll be raising a PR today for the tokenization.
Okay. Yeah, if you run into something with the latest code, then there could be an issue, I think. Yeah, I'd say share it in the um,
I shared the output with you over Slack. Maybe if you could check it and
yeah.
let me know, I can like work around with it.
Yeah, let's check with Sachin on that. I think he is the last one who tested it. But yeah, if something needs to be fixed, we can um, get that done
It-
too.
yeah, under the a notebook, I see the config.yaml has the chat, but I don't know if that's the one that's getting picked because when I try to run it using the latest code, it's like failing. So
Okay, sounds good. But at least it looks like the older completion API is still working.
yeah, that is working fine. But when like the problem here is whenever the data generator tries to bring up the payload, right, for the chat, it does not like it's not recognizing that chat type to be chat. Instead, it still takes it as completion. So the payload is still under the format where we give it for completion. So when we give it for the chat slash completion slash endpoint, it basically like fails, saying that this is not the payload that we are expecting. So that's the issue.
Okay, and does it mean when we are using the ShareGPT dataset, it always fails?
No, it's not with respect to the data set, but it's with respect to the payload in which we send the request to the VLLM.
Okay, so if you use the API type completion, even with ShareGPT, it works, but when you use
Yeah,
the
with
chat
completion
type,
it
it
yeah
fails.
with completion it works, but with chat it does not work. Only the URL gets changed depending on whatever we give in the config.yaml, but the payload that gets generated, right? It does not like the if else is there, but I don't know for some reason whenever it goes through that create request or I create payload, always the API type is completion instead of chat. Even if we explicitly give it as a chat in the config.yaml, it's still a given as completion. It is recognized as completion.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, if you're able to find the issue yourself, send out a PR. If not, let's follow up with Sachin to check
Yeah,
on what
sure.
might be missing.
Yeah, I was just troubleshooting. I'll just figure out where the issue is, and in case if it's like relevant, I just wanted to check if it's from my side. That's why I pinged you. Maybe once like couple of others are encountering the same thing, then I'll fix it and I'll send another PR.
Okay. Cool. And yeah, the tokenization one, once you have it, feel free to send that out as well. It
Yeah,
feels like a
that
separate group in Slack might be useful to have any conversations around benchmarking itself. So I'll check to see if Jan can create one for us. Cool. Vivek, you were about to say something?
no.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm done with the tokenization. Like while I tested it out, it's working fine for the completion, but like it's failing. So I couldn't check the chat based one. So that's why I didn't raise the PR yet.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Cool. I just shared one pager on our current roadmap / where we are at. I think Chen is having a talk at KubeCon, and Jan is doing the workgroup serving talk too. So we'll present it there. Yeah, I'll probably link to the doc and here as well.
Thank you. Yes, that's very nice.
Thank you.
Any other topic from anyone? Cool. Yeah, if not, we'll follow up with anything else in Slack, and we'll see you all next time. And Boris going to KubeCon. All the best, and we'll skip probably next week due to KubeCon, and then we'll meet the week after.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you then.
Thanks, everyone.